Hi everyone, today I'm going to share the authentic recipe of sheesh kebabs which is used in restaurants. I'm going to show you an easy way how to make it at home without tandoor or any charcoal grill. I'm going to use a regular home oven used for baking and roasting. This is the quantity we need of ingredients for 1 kg. I've doubled the quantity because I'm using 2 kg of keema. That's 2 kg of keema. I'm gonna start off with grinding 10 to 15 green chillies and 2-inch pieces of ginger for 2 kg. You can increase or decrease the quantity of green chillies according to your taste. For 1 kg use 5 to 8 green chillies and 1-inch piece of ginger. I'm going to mention all the ingredients for 1 kg, 2 kg in the description, so if you miss anything that will be in the description for you. Now I'm going to empty this ginger and green chilli into the keema. I'm using the chicken keema. If you want to make it out of meat keema, the recipe would be the same. For 1 kg, 1 medium-sized onions, but I'm making of 2 kg, so I've roughly chopped 2 onions and I'm going to put it in the grinder. I'm going to finely chop these onions. This is one of the most important steps for the sheesh kebabs. If you don't get this step right, your sheesh kebabs won't hold shape. In this video, I'm going to share all the tips you need to know for the sheesh kebabs. When grinding onions, if you need water to grind them properly, you can add a bit of water in there as well. We need this sort of a chopper because we don't need paste of onion, we need finely chopped onions. Now this is the most important step that we can't skip. I've used a net cloth. I'm going to empty all the onions out in there and I'm going to squeeze out all the waters of onion. You can squeeze out the water of onions by your hands as well, by squeezing them between your palms, but this cloth has made my life easier. All I have to do is put in the cloth and look, all the water is coming out easily. It's gonna drain all the excess water of the onions. The water I used to grind it and the onions water itself as well, that's all gonna be nicely squeezed out. Now I'm going to show you how the onions should look like when I'm going to add them into the keema. As you can see, there's no excess water in the onions. If the water is not drained properly, the kebabs will not hold the shape. So this is perfect for our keema. I'm gonna add them into the keema now. As you can see, they are all dried. Now I'm going to take a handful of fresh chopped coriander. I'm going to wash it and drain all the water out the same way in the cloth and add it into the keema as well. It is very important to drain out all the water. Now I'm going to tell you about the spices. For 2 kg of keema, I'm using 2 spoons of salt, 1 spoon for each kg. That's the standard quantity what we use in 1 kg of keema. Other than that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of zeera. It's best to grind it at home. It is more aromatic and gives more flavor. The same way I've grinded dried coriander at home. I'm using 2 tablespoons for 2 kg of keema. It's best to get whole coriander seeds and whole cumin seeds and grind them at home, full packet, put in your jars and use it for all your cooking. I'm using 2 spoons of chili flakes as well. Now I'm going to add black pepper, half teaspoon for each kg, so 1 teaspoon for 2 kg of keema. I'm also going to add 2 spoons of chicken tikka masala or tikka boti masala, whichever one you want. Now I'm going to mix the mince properly. You have to knead the keema how you knead the dough for the chapati, and you have to mix it properly. Make sure all the spices and flavors are blended in properly. At least give it 3 to 5 minutes to knead it properly. This is one of the tip as well, that if you want your kebabs to hold shape properly, then you should knead it and put it in the fridge. As you can see, all the spices are blended in properly now. I'm going to give it a rest in the fridge for about 1-2 hours. But before that, I'm going to make round shapes for these kebabs. This way you'll have equal size and quantity of the kebabs. I'm going to grease my hands with the oil and I'm going to make these shapes. For out of 2 kgs, you can make 30 to 35 kebabs depending on the size of your balls you made for the kebabs. Now I'm going to rest it in the fridge for about 2 hours so they get chilled properly. When they are chilled, it's easier to put it on the seekh. So far, I have shared 3 tips with you. The first one is no excess water in onions. The second one is grind your own masala. The third one is to chill it properly. After chilling it, I'm going to put my oven on to preheat at 200 degrees. I have put the setting of 40 air. That means it will have even heat from all sides and I don't have to turn my kebabs while they are in the oven. Now after chilling these, I'm going to show you how to put it on the seekh. I have took a roast tray on the side and a bowl of hot water. Now I'm going to show you slowly how to put it on the skewers. You need to watch this step carefully. I'm going to put it on the skewer, make a cylinder shape by softly pressing my hands around it this way. I'm going to use hot water. I'm going to dip my hands in and it helps to make shape of the kebabs. By pressing your thumb and index finger this way, you'll make a shape of the kebab and just press it from the bottom and top to make sure it's secure properly. This is how you make a sheesh kebab shape. I'm going to repeat the same procedure. Same way I'm going to make the shapes of the kebab. If you don't get it right the first time, it doesn't matter. You can try and it will get better every time you make it. Now I'm going to remind you about the tips. The 4th tip was to grease my hands to make these kebab balls. Now the 5th tip is to use hot water to make the shape of the kebabs. I'm going to make it in 2 batches. You can make it in 3 as well. For the first batch, I'm going to make 20 shish kebabs at one time. I'm going to put these in the oven, which is preheated at 200 degrees. I have placed the first tray already. Now I'm going to slide in my second tray in. And if any of the seekh falls in the tray, it doesn't matter. Just simply pick it up, but make sure don't touch your hands to the hot oven grills. I have placed both the trays in the oven. You can put 3 trays at a time as well, or you can do it one by one, however you find it easy. I'm going to leave it in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes just until they hold its shape. Now you have to be very careful in this step. Make sure you're wearing oven gloves because the trays and racks, it's all hot. Now I'm going to carefully take out the tray. Use one hand to grip the tray and the other hand at the bottom of the tray to support it. As you can see, kebabs have held nice shape. The same way, I'm going to take the other tray out as well. Make sure you got your stands or mats ready where you're gonna place these hot oven trays. I've used the steel rack at the bottom and the wooden racks under this tray. Now I'm gonna use 2 pans. I'm just going to grease the pans. Just like 1 to 2 spoons of oil in both the pans. And I'm gonna brush it on the pan. Just for the kebabs to get a nice color. Otherwise we don't need to use oil other than that. I'm showing you all the details so you don't miss out anything in this recipe. Now this is my 6th tip now, which is to half cook them in the oven and half cook them on the pan. I'm going to tell you the reason. First, we have to look at this step properly. I'm going to take out all these kebabs off the seeks. I'm using a silicone glove and a cloth to hold these seeks. With the silicone glove, I'm going to push it back from the top and then from the bottom slowly and slide the kebab off. Now you can see again from the top first, push it down slowly, grab it and push it down slowly. Now from the bottom, slowly push it up and the kebabs off the seek slides off easily. The same way I'm going to take off the rest of the kebabs. Now I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm gonna half cook in the oven and half cook in the pan. If you fully cook it in the oven, they get dry because all the water evaporates. And if you fully cook it in the pan, then the kebabs don't hold the shape properly. So when you just put it in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes, it holds nice shape and you can take them off easily without them breaking. As you can see, I've took them off. They easily slide off the seek as they have the shape already. Now I'm just gonna cook them on the pan until they get a nice golden color. I've took both of my trays out. I'm gonna put it on a low heat just to give a nice color. I'm gonna use tongue to help him flip and change the sides so they get nice even color on all sides. We don't need to change the sides in the oven because it was a 4DA on, but on the pan to give a color we have to flip them using this tongue. I'm going to change the sides of kebabs all one by one. 20 of your sheesh kebabs will be done in one go. I'm gonna make the next batch the same way. I'm gonna show you that as well. This batch is done, so I'm going to take it out in a plate. They both got nice golden color. I'm going to empty these, and as you can see they look so juicy. They're not dry at all. They held the shape properly and get a nice color as well. We're not going to overcook them, otherwise they're gonna get chewy. Now for the second batch again, I've put the kebabs on the seek. I'm showing you this last one again. Slide the keema on the seek and slowly make the cylinder shape, pressing it with your hands, and then with your thumb and your index finger use hot water on your hands and then make a shape by pressing it like this, thumb and index finger, and make this pattern on the kebab. Now I'm going to tell you about my next tip, that if you are reusing the same CK, what you have to do is put them in cold water, wash them properly, make sure there's no keema bits or anything stuck on there, make sure they're cold, they're dry, and then you put the next batch on. If you try to put them on the hot seeks, they are not going to hold the shape. The kebabs are not gonna get on the seeks. The same way I've done my next batch. As you can see, they look very juicy and yummy. They've got a nice golden color. You can make it for your guests for a meal or a Ramadan iftar, or you can put them in the freezer as well. When they are cold, you can put them in food bags and freeze them and just take out how many you want. Just microwave it and enjoy. Hope you've enjoyed watching this recipe. Please let me know in the comments if you would like me to share any other recipes or have any questions regarding this recipe. Please like, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for your support.